Yes, the mental game. Quite a conundrum, I must say.
Hold on there, Professor. It's not that complicated. It can be difficult, but let's start trying to fix it. Today's video. The mental game. Right, so let's start getting into it. Now, when we think about the mental game, we tend to think primarily about fear and confidence. The mental game is actually so much more than that, way more than we can cover in one video. However, we are going to look at fear in today's video. In the short term, I'm going to give you some processes that you can put in place to deal with it. And then over the long term, how you're going to really start to turn that fear into confidence. One little thing I want you to understand is that a lot of fear is going to come from a deficiencies in your technique or a lack of understanding in what you're trying to do. It's much easier to deal with fear and nerves if you're trying to perform a specific task or skill. So if you know what you're trying to do and you can focus on that, right, that's going to be half the battle. Right, so let's start with the long term first. And basically that starts today and you're going to work through that over the upcoming months and years. Yes, that's correct, years. Okay, and basically what you need to do is you need to change your thought processes and your self-talk. All right, so you're going to have to change your self-talk first, all right, what's going on in your brain, and then slowly over time your thought processes will change. This is during the round, so shot for shot, okay, and then before and very importantly after the round as well. So a little example, all right, maybe your bunker play has been very poor and stresses you out and you're scared of bunker shots. When you're walking up or driving up to your ball on the golf course and you see it's in the bunker, all right, the first thing you've got to say to yourself in your head is, okay, you've got this, or this is not going to be a problem, or I should be able to up and down this. At first you're not going to believe it, okay, but you've got to keep saying it to yourself over and over again. After the round, if someone asks you, how did you play? You say, well, I played all right, especially my bunker play was good today. And then from there over time, okay, eventually your thought process will start to change and the fear will come out of that shot, whatever it may be. Okay, so that's on you to do. Here's a little bit of help for the short term. Right, so basically what we want to do in the short term is we want to trick and distract your brain slightly, all right, once this fear starts to crop its ugly head. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick one of the senses of sight, feel, or sound. Okay, it doesn't really matter, whichever one you feel will work most effectively with you and your personality. So you're going to pick one of those. Okay, then we're going to add some breathing and we're going to work that into our pre-shot routine. Okay, so it might take a little bit of trial and error, but it's quite fun to do. And obviously this lockdown gives us a chance to practice these kind of things. And I'm just going to give you a quick little example or demo here of what my current pre-shot routine is going to be. Alright, so I've been working on aiming a bit straighter and then releasing the club in, okay, a little more neutrally, a little bit more online. Alright, this is still a bit uncomfortable for me, so I've worked a few keys into my routine to help with that confidence. Alright, and I've chosen sort of the visual as my sense of choice, okay, to strengthen those keys. Right, so what I do now is, okay, I grip the club with my left hand, okay, I start to aim that club head a little bit straighter than what I would, okay, get into my stance, okay, and then I've used my tattoo here on my forearm. That second word there says freedom, okay, which is pretty apt for golf, obviously. Okay, so that's my visual cue. All right, so once I've lined up correctly, all right, I very deliberately with my right hand start to grip the club, okay, and then look down at that word freedom, okay, before I wrap that around, okay, and that's just reiterating that confidence, okay, that I know how to release the club straight, that the ball's going to come out on line. Alright, and now either side of that, okay, I'm going to add a nice deep breath. Okay, so that's going to really relax the muscles, okay, calm that adrenaline running through the bloodstream. Okay, so your final product, or my final product looks like this. You're going to adapt yours as you go. Okay, here we go. Aim the club head, body alignment, ball position. And pull that trigger. Okay, so we're going to follow that routine every single time. Right, we've got those little keys to to reiterate those positive thoughts. Okay, and then also remember that the whole point of a pre-shot routine, okay, is to take your focus away from the fact that there's nerves around, there's a result around, there's a consequence around, there's hazards around, okay, whatever's making you fearful or nervous. Okay, so you distract yourself from that and you focus primarily on your routine. You go, okay, right, what's my routine again? Step by step, execute your routine, okay, and then you're good to go. Good to go. Right, so give it a try, a little bit of trial and error, pick a sense, add some breath, okay, create your routine and start practicing it. That is the best short-term way to deal with fear and nerves. I'm just going to leave you with a couple of examples, okay, and maybe you can pick up something you like.